The GSMA Association is a trade body that represents all of the mobile operators worldwide, as well as working with a number of other companies within the mobile industry, focused on creating new value for the mobile industry as it goes forward. So Mobile Connect is an initiative across the mobile operator community, and effectively it's a portfolio of identity services, a set of enablers effectively that are accessible via APIs for any financial services company to consume. And it covers a wide spectrum of different capabilities, ranging from simple authentication of the user through authorization of transactions, all the way through to providing signals that are unique in terms of the operator's viewpoint of the user, the provenance of the user, the device through which they're accessing these financial services, and the context in terms of the networks. And what PSD2 is trying to do is provide guidance in terms of how that authentication process could work, and ensuring that there are at least 2 factors of authentication. People are now wanting to access their banking services remotely, online, through the web, through devices, desktops, tablets, mobile phones. There's a necessity to authenticate that individual to ensure that he's the right person who is being given access to the right account. So effectively there's an access control aspect to this. And then in terms of then the way that the user transacts with those services, sometimes there may be a necessity to step up the authentication. But then equally, the device itself needs to be authenticated, because otherwise there is opportunities potentially for malware or Trojans to be resident on that device. So even though the user is authenticating themselves accurately towards the financial services company, the device through which they're consuming those services may be potentially open to other threats. There's a lot of opportunities here for the financial services companies to open up APIs that allow a more rigorous and formal approach for third parties to access some of these capabilities. It's really about exerting a little bit more control by putting in place checks and balances through the APIs and through how those APIs are used to access those resources. But then equally, the banks themselves can be consuming services as well as actually providing services. The mobile operators are a very interesting source of data that could be consumed by financial services and used for anti-fraud purposes and for basically assessing the risk of a particular financial transaction. So it's all about people being able to open up and start to use and share their own data sources to provide a high level of knowledge and intelligence across the network.